Welcome, everybody. Welcome, all NASCAR fans, to round 8 of the 2019 NASCAR Motormaster Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. We're glad you're with us. And if you were with us earlier tonight for the race at Bristol, you were not disappointed. Action all over that racetrack. About a half a dozen different race leaders. Some pit strategy towards the end of the Bristol race, and it was Angelo in the number 3 winning the event. Now we're here for the main event of the evening. Introducing first, the challengers, the 2019 NASCAR Motormaster Series drivers. And in the red corner, Richmond International Raceway being their opponent, I guess. Short track racing at its finest. They drive the Xfinity cars on the NASCAR Heat 3 video game. We had 25 drivers enter the Bristol race. Who knows how many of them are going to enter here. We know that Nate in the 86 machine is going to be racing here at Richmond. So that adds at least one driver. Just double checking that we didn't miss the invitation to the race. If you're just joining us, it's the 8th race of the 2019 NASCAR Motormaster Series season coming up here on NASCAR Heat 3. It's the Rock and Roll 200 at Richmond. Very excited. We're glad you're with us. The action at Bristol was fierce and fast. We expect it to be no different here at Richmond International Raceway. 3/4 mile oval. This is one track that these drivers all really enjoy competing at, and they'd love to win. Lock themselves into the playoffs. They're going to have to go through some drivers like Jade Burr in the 28, Nick Don Francesco in the 98, Dakota Bro in the 00, Keith Ayers in the 16, Anthony Trippi in the 22, and more. We have received the invitation. About to bring you live coverage of the Rock and Roll 200 at Richmond. 24. Always a threat for the pole. Seems to have a very good qualifying program. And again, 25 drivers set to go. And if you've never seen a NOSSCAR race at Richmond, you're going to love this. Hope you all enjoyed the pre-race show earlier tonight, live on Facebook, hosted by Billy Ray Thompson, and he will be driving the number 19 Toyota in today's race. And the green flag is in the air. Nick Don Francesco out front in the 98 car. He's got Stephen Corley right behind him in second in the 5. Throwback font for the number 98 there on the door. Very snazzy. There's Noah Underwood in the 88 machine running in 4th. Side by side for second. Dakota Bro takes it. Oh, maybe he doesn't. They're still side by side, Stephen Corley and Dakota. They were 3 wide for a moment behind them. That was Jade Burr. Jade Burr in the 28, Keith Ayers in the 16. And Patrick Hazlitt in the 20. They're no longer 3 wide. They sort it back out. Jade Burr lost a couple of spots there. Jade Burr was the favorite to win at Bristol. Didn't quite get the job done. He's looking for a strong performance here at Richmond. In fact, Jade Burr ran out of fuel in the closing laps at Bristol before losing the lead to Angelo, who will go on to win. Top 4 beginning to separate themselves from the rest of the field. Nick Francesco, Dakota Bro, Noah Underwood, and Jade Burr in the 28. Oh, problems for BJ Thomas. He hit the inside, the yellow line. It's basically a commitment line to pit road there in turn 3, and that's a heartbreaker for BJ. Here you see the leaders coming. He's going to go 1 lap down. Didn't see what happened to Keith Ayers, but he is off the pace and he's got some serious front end damage to that Ford Mustang. Back up front, we have a battle for the 2nd position. Dakota Bro in the 00, Noah Underwood in the 88. Side by side heading into 1. Oh, from our camera view, it looked like they were. Evidently they were not. Single file down the back straightaway heading into turn 3. Turn 3 is very tight. You want to approach it at the perfect speed, and you want to be down on the bottom when you do. But that's the dangerous part. That's the preferred groove, and you really do not want to hit that yellow line, because that'll commit you to pit road. You'll be halted to pit road speed, and you won't be on the racing surface anymore. Noah Underwood does a great job, takes the 2nd position from Dakota Bro, and now he's trying to run down your race leader. The Camaro chasing the Mustang, and he's got a pair of Mustangs right behind him. They're going through some lap traffic right now. They just passed Robert Lohman Sr. in the 51 and Thomas Geyer in the 42. And Dakota Bro in the 00 hit the yellow line in turn 3, and now he goes down pit road. Loses a top 5 position. Man, that's a heartbreaker, and that's the 2nd victim that we've seen. And that's early. What do? You know, like Dakota came down, he got service. I think he got a splash of fuel. The tires aren't too worn yet. I guess if it happens, you might as well just take whatever fuel that you're missing, top up, and wheel it back out onto the racetrack. Tough deal. Battle for the race lead is heating up. Nick Francesco, the Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford Mustang, trying to hold off the Hellman's Mayonnaise Chevy Camaro, driven by Noah Underwood. Noah has scored 7 wins in the 2018 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season. On his way to finishing 4th in the final standings, had a great year in Cup. Looking to have success like that here in the 2019 Motormaster Series. He's a rookie this season, brand new to it. 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s in his first 6 starts. And another top 5 finish earlier tonight at Bristol. They put a lap on Sean Lucas. They're coming up to Shadow and then, oh, that was close. Excuse me, they're coming up to Dustin Franklin in the number 60 car. Sunny D Ford Mustang goes 1 lap down. Underwood not giving up. He goes to the inside of Dustin Franklin. He lost a couple of car lengths to your leader. He just drifted up the track a little bit into the number 60. They both straighten it out, and we're still racing. There's Dakota after going down pit road. Not by choice, mind you. The yellow line is in a bit of a tricky spot for these drivers. The preferred groove for turn 3 entry is down there. Sometimes these drivers oversteer and they find that yellow line. Patrick Hazlitt led a couple of laps during a green flag fuel strategy at Bristol. Didn't get the finish he was hoping for. Coming in with high hopes here in Richmond. The other thing you got to remember about Patrick, he's got to win this season. Just has to concentrate on participating in a minimum of 12 races in the regular season before the playoffs begin, and he is eligible and locked in playoff spot. They're working stage 1 right now here in the Rock and Roll 200 at Richmond, and a big wreck on the back straightaway. Something happened to Keith Ayres in the 16. Hard contact was made with Nathan O'Hara in the 61. And the only saving grace was that it was near the entrance to pit road. Nathan brings it down pit road, and that's a tough deal. I didn't see what happened to Keith to start all of that. Keith is rolling again. Wow, big wreck on the back straightaway a moment ago puts Nathan O'Hara on pit road. Lots of damage to Keith's car as well, though he is still rolling. Being scored 1 lap down. They're chasing Nick Don Francesco. He is your race leader. Jade Burr is in 2nd, and Noah Underwood in the 88 machine is in 3rd. Now Jade goes to the outside, and it looked like Nick hit the apron down there in turn 1. Shot him up the racetrack, and we have a new race leader. Jade Burr out front. It was a power move too, and I think that Don Francesco saw it coming and he overdrove the corner, and he lost the lead. He even lost 2nd place. So Jade Burr out front, Noah Underwood in second, Nick Francesco in third. The 16 car of Keith Ayers is actually one lap down. I think he's trying to get to Jeff Grady in the number 5 to make sure that he stays in front of him to be the first car one lap down at the conclusion of stage 1. Oh, and a problem for RJ Haywood in the 7 car. He lost control over there in turn 1. They're all chasing this man. Jade Burr is the race leader, dominating the Rock and Roll 200 thus far. See, this is how it was looking at Bristol earlier tonight, and then, I don't know, bad luck came along. There's Michael Birch running in the 4th position. Having a quiet but solid day. Heading into turn 1, exiting 2 now. He's got Pat Dale right behind him in the number 21 Camaro. We didn't see Pat Dale in the race at Bristol earlier tonight, but we see him now. And at the conclusion of stage 1, it's Jade Burr in the 28 car winning the stage. There he is. Noah Underwood in second, Nick Francesco in third, Michael Birch in 4th, and Pat Dale in 5th. Those are the 5 drivers receiving points. Stephen Corley finishes in 6th in the stage, just barely missing out on stage points. And we have 12 drivers on the lead lap at the end of stage 1, and it's Jeff Grady in the 5 getting the free pass. So we'll have 13 cars on the lead lap. Man, hitting that yellow line really hurt Dakota Bro's chances in the 00. He's got a fast race car, but he is going to be stuck 1 lap down for this restart. Here we go. Hope you're as ready as I am. Stage 2 is underway. We're back racing. The green flag in the air. Oh my goodness, they were 4 wide heading into turn 1. I don't think it's going to work. How did they make... They made it through there, and they're still rolling. The whole pack of 25 cars is still going. A couple of cars up into the outside wall. They got out of the groove. Oh, we got one going through the grass. It looked like BJ Thomas. I can't believe they made it 4 wide there on the restart. And then they, oh, now we got a pile up on the back straightaway, and they were only 2 wide when it started. So figure that one out. Jeff Grady in the 5, he just got the free pass back on the lead lap. He was involved in this one. Nathan O'Hara, Dustin Franklin, among others. Sean Lucas in the 8 was involved. Now the whole pack of leaders is on their way to a couple of these guys. Patrick Hazlitt in the 20 on pit road as well. Oh, and Michael Birch was the leader, but he just got shuffled out. He was 3 wide up on top. Stephen Corley takes the lead. Noah Underwood takes a look to the inside now, and now he's looking for the lead. Report on the 42, Thomas Geyer. He's done for the day with critical damage to that race car. Says he'll be back next Monday. That's a tough break. Shows good speed everywhere he goes, Thomas Geyer. Now Michael losing a couple more spots. There's Pat Dale in the 21. He's trying to stay close to the leaders. Kenny Adair in the 36 goes 1 lap down. He was involved in that most recent incident on the back straightaway. So Noah, Stephen Corley, Pat Dale looking for third here. Never mind, sorry. Dakota Bro in the 00 is now the first car 1 lap down. He's the 4th car in line, so he's confusing me. But he is not in the top 5. Actually scored in the 14th position. Jade Burr is the driver in 4th, and it's Jason Armstrong in the 78 running in 5th. There's a good look at Armstrong. He's got Don Francesco right behind him. We're not too sure what happened to Don Francesco late in the stage. He just started to show a little bit more tire wear maybe than most, or his car started to fall off in the final laps of stage 1. He lost the lead to Jade Burr, and Jade would go on to win stage number 1. It's a whole new stage. Here comes Don Francesco. He makes the power move on Jason Armstrong to take the 5th position, and now he's all over the back bumper of Michael Birch. And I still can't get over the fact that they made it 4 wide for a couple of laps there, for a couple of corners here at Richmond. That is really something. Normally when we see 3 wide at a short track like this, we see problems ensue shortly after. We saw a problem there. Pat Dale in the 21 got all sorts of out of shape there. I believe there was contact with Dakota Bro in the 00, and now both of those cars have lost some ground to the leader. It's a little bit more critical for Dakota, I would say, because he needs to stay the first car 1 lap down. If Pat Dale stays on the lead lap, he'll get back up there in the final stage. And this has been a wild race. Up front, your race leader, Noah Underwood, but he's got a challenger, Stephen Corley in the 5, all over the back bumper of the 88. A couple of car lengths now down the straightaway. Might have lost some time coming out of 4. 19 laps to go here in stage 2 when he hits the stripe this time by. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast. A couple of these drivers have made an error and run over the yellow line, where you enter pit road and it completely commits you to pit road, slows you down to pit road speed, and brings you down pit lane. Happened to Dakota Bro, and he's been stuck 1 lap down here ever since. He's in stage 2 as the first car 1 lap down. He's trying to keep it that way. And that's what your race leader, the 88 car, Noah Underwood, that's what he is focusing on doing, keeping the car on the race surface. Turn 3 is very critical. Don't want to go too low down there. Bit of a connection issue there for Stephen Corley in the 5. He's the 1 in 2nd. Laps click off quick here, Richmond. See, we saw Don Francesco slowly on his way to the front. There he is, but he's kind of stalled out in the 4th position. He's in a battle for that spot with Michael Birch in the 38. They're side by side, and there's Dakota Bro in the 00, 3 wide. They're 3 wide with BJ Thomas in the 99. He went through the grass earlier. Also, BJ Thomas is the other driver who was a victim of the pit road commitment line in turn 3, and you see BJ running all the way to the outside towards the wall in 3 and 4. Pardon me. Teammates side by side, but it's not for position. Dakota trying in the 00, trying to stay the first car 1 lap down, and I believe he's still in that position. Side by side for 4th. Don Francesco takes the position from Michael Birch. Back up front, the battle for the lead is heating up between Noah Underwood and Stephen Corley, the 88 and the 5. They are teammates here in the Motormaster Series. It's the first time we've seen them up front battling for the lead like this as teammates. They're coming up on another teammate of theirs. That's Dave Marks Jr. in the 1, about to go 1 lap down. Kind of took the lane that the leader was running there, but now Noah looks to the bottom. Looked like Stephen Corley overdrove turn 3, got up into the side of the 1. They soldier on. These drivers battling for the lead about 3 seconds in front of Jade Burr in the 28. Oh, and there was a problem for RJ Haywood in the 7 and Dustin Franklin in the 60. We're getting a report. Those 2 drivers had contact over in turns 3 and 4. Both cars spun towards the inside. Back up front, there's a good shot of your race leader. He's coming around to get the signal for 4 laps to go here in stage 2 when he hits the stripe this time. And it looks like it's going to be Jeff Grady in the 5 receiving the free pass yet again. That's him. The first car 1 lap down, just in front of the 22 of Anthony Trippi. Those 2 drivers fighting to be the free pass car here in stage 2. See, here's the problem for Anthony Trippi. He's got a lead lap car in between himself and Jeff Grady now. It's not going to be an easy task. Oh, and more problems for Dustin Franklin in the 60, and he comes up the track right in front of your race leader. Wow. Now, I'm going to let you all know at home that that was intentional wrecking. Intentional wrecking and driving. And that will be reviewed and dealt with. I'm shocked by what we saw just now, and Stephen Corley has the race lead here in the closing laps of Stage 2. And it's Stephen Corley winning Stage 2, with Noah Underwood in second, Nick Donfrancesco in third, Jade Burr in fourth. And Michael Birch in the fifth position. That is your top five here in stage number 2, receiving points in the Rock and Roll 200 at Richmond. We're heading to the final stage. No more stages, no more stage points, no more playoff points awarded for stage winners. You got what you got after these pit stops. Now you got to go out there and get what you can. Head over to NOSSCAR.com/Motormaster Series tomorrow afternoon to see the updated point standings after tonight's races at Bristol and Richmond. We hope you're enjoying the main event of the evening. Green flag back in the air. It's the final stage of the Rock and Roll 200. Robert Lohman Sr. in the 51 got a little bit out of control there. He made contact with R.J. Haywood in the 7. That was deeper in the field. We're going to try to keep our eyes focused on the front. Stephen Corley is the leader. Jade Burr on the inside of Donfrancesco for second. He clears him. He takes it. Now Jade Burr looking low for the lead. Heading into turn 3. He's there. And I don't know if contact was made or not. And now they're side by side for second and the lead. Donfrancesco making a charge on Stephen Corley on the bottom. And we're seeing that if you can get a good enough run on the inside, you can clear the car on the outside and then deal with them for the next corner. New leader, Nick Donfrancesco. Jade Burr looking for second. He takes second from Stephen Corley. Deeper in the top 10 still, though. Noah Underwood battling traffic here. He's got Sean Lucas in the 8 car just in front of him. Anthony Trippi in the 22. Jason Armstrong in the 78. It's a battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th between those 3 cars. Just in front of them, Pat Dale in the blue and white Chevy Camaro, number 21. Running in 5th, and then that's Keith Ayers in the red Ford Mustang just in front of him, number 16, running in 4th. They're all chasing Nick Donfrancesco. There he is. I'm just not sure how successful they're going to be. We've seen him get on a good run like this before and walk away from the field and never be heard from again. many times. He was the pole winner, and he lost stage 1 to Jade Burr. Looked like his tires started to wear a little bit later in the run, a little bit more than Jade's perhaps. He's probably adjusted on that at this point, and now Don Francesco looking good and looking strong out front. Got a couple of cars to deal with up here. Nate in the 86 was on the apron. He came up on the track in front of Don Francesco. Contact was made a little bit. Lohman Sr. in the 51 gives way for the leader. The next two cars to go a lap down. Dave Marks Jr. in the 1, Dakota Bro in the 00. And it has not been Dakota's race tonight. In stage 1, Dakota got the yellow line heading into turn 3. There you see it right there a moment ago. If you hit that, you're committed to pit road, and you're going down pit road at their pit road speed. And that's what Dakota Bro in the 00 did. He's been trying to get his lap back all race long, and he was involved in an incident about 5 laps ago. And that puts him just in front of your race leader, in danger of going a second lap down here in the Rock and Roll 200. Don Francesco has 2 wins this season, and he comes into tonight with the most points, playoff points rather, accumulated and banked up towards the playoffs. His championship run is looking good here in the Motormaster Series. Noah Underwood in the 88 car on pit road, early pit stop, perhaps a scheduled one. We'll have to find out in a moment here. Now Stephen Corley in the 5, still not letting him get away. See, Don Francesco has 2 wins, Stephen Corley has 0. Looking for his very first NOSSCAR win in any NOSSCAR sanctioned series. Right now, all over the back bumper of Don Francesco, and that is a battle for the race lead. And there you see just in front of them, it's Noah Underwood. He made his pit stop a moment ago, and now you saw Pat Dale in the 21 coming off pit road as well. See, yeah, they are scheduled pit stops. Here comes Nick Don Francesco. Oh! Okay, it was a connection issue or something. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Stephen Corley now is damaged, and hopefully that didn't truly damage his race car. Cars done for the day, it appears. Looks like BJ Thomas in the 99, Patrick Hazlitt in the 20. Pardon me. And Dustin Franklin in the 60 car has pulled off the racetrack. Heavy damage to that race machine. 5 cars out of the race. That leaves us with 20 cars left on the racetrack. They're going through a green flag pit stop cycle right now. Five laps to go in the Rock and Roll 200 at Richmond International Raceway on NASCAR Heat 3. Head over to NOSSCAR.com/Motormaster Series later tomorrow afternoon for the updated point standings. Review the schedule to see when your favorite tracks are coming, and join us Monday nights here on the NOSSCAR YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button to catch all the action from all 15 of our online racing leagues across 6 different video games and 3 consoles. Angelo. Haven't spoken too much about Angelo. He's been quietly keeping himself out of trouble, keeping the car clean. He's in the top 10 right now. He won the race earlier tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. Boxed himself into the playoffs. Saw Dave Marks Jr. coming down pit road in the number 1 Chevy. Ethan O'Hara looking to the inside of Angelo. He clears him. Battle for the 5th position is heating up here between Jade Burr and Nick Donfrancesco. Whoa, there was a big block thrown by Jade Burr. I don't think Donfrancesco enjoyed that. He took the inside line through 3 and 4 and made the pass. See, we think that if everything cycles through, it's going to be Nick Donfrancesco leading this race, but we're really not too sure. We don't want to speculate much on that, if possible, because some drivers might take 2 tires towards the end of this race if they stay out and manage them a little longer. Or you can pit sooner, take 4 tires, enjoy the fresh Goodyear Eagles, and try to make up ground. There's a whole lot of strategies that you can do. I'm just not too sure if fuel only is the right call. These right front tires are wearing rapidly here today at Richmond. That could be catastrophic. Oh, and there was a problem on the back straightaway. It seems to be the hot spot for incidents. Keith Ayers now going down pit road with damage to the front end. Noah Underwood has damage. Jeff Grady was involved. RJ Haywood. This is really gonna... See, that cost Noah a whole lot of track time. Not necessarily track position, but track time to the drivers that he is battling with for this win. He's got to gain some ground still on Nick Donfrancesco and Jade Burr, and now he's 5 seconds behind. excuse me, 6 seconds behind Jade Burr. Laps to go. Michael Birch looking at the inside of Noah Underwood. Remember, Noah's got some heavy damage right now. That was a battle for the 6th position. Give the 6th position to Michael. Getting a report that a couple of these drivers might be a little bit close on fuel at the end of this race. Some drivers and teams might be planning a splash and go strategy towards the end. Under 10 laps to go in the rock and roll 200 at Richmond. Hollywood in the 89 car evidently could not make it to the scheduled distance without pitting again. He is on pit road. Oh, 3 wide, Jade Burr, Jason Armstrong, Stephen Corley, front straightaway, heading into turn 1, they're still 3 wide. Oh, they held on to it just barely there and put Jade Burr out front. 7 to go. Kenny Adair was inside the top 5. Couldn't quite make it the distance on fuel. He's on pit road. Good try. You gotta gamble sometimes. You never know when it's gonna pay off and go your way. Stephen Corley running in the 4th position right now. Jade Burr just in front of him in 3rd. There he is. Three laps to go in the rock and roll 200. With all the pit strategy going on, the running order is confusing all of us over here. We have drivers gambling and trying to make it to the end on fuel, and I believe that Angelo in the 3 might be one of those drivers, and now Jade Burr coming up on him at full speed. but he ran out of time, and oh, we're going to have to double check the scoring, but I think that it's Angelo in the 3 winning here at Richmond. Check that, folks. It was actually Nick Don Francesco and the number 98 capturing his 3rd career NOSSCAR Motormaster Series win. Wow. What a race. We saw 4 wide action. Multiple different leaders. We saw pit strategy. We saw it all. We're going to get a word with your race winner. See if we can see who had the fastest lap of the race, that being Jade Burr. See, he had something in both races tonight. And let's get a word with your Rock and Roll 200 race winner. He should know where the commentary booth is. He should know where Victory Lane is. He goes there quite a bit here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series. He just gave us the word that he's not going to be able to do an interview tonight. Oh, well, that's a shame. We'd like to take the time to thank all of you for joining us for the broadcast. The Sharpie 250 and the Rock and Roll 200 here at Richmond are in the history books. Once again, congratulations to Angelo in the number 3 car for winning at Bristol, and Nick Don Francesco in the number 98 car winning here at Richmond. Hit the subscribe button to catch all the action from the 2019 Motormaster Series season, hosted on Monday nights on NASCAR Heat 3. From all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're saying so long. We'll see you next Monday, and stay fast.